Hello again everybody. Now in my quest for perfection with this wonderful Interceptor 650, I've thought of another modification, and it's something that I've wanted to do or thought about doing on every single bike I've ever had, because in this respect every motorcycle I've ever had has this same attribute. Now you'll recall, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll see that I did a video about replacing the Gearchange linkage and putting this one in with roses here, not ball joints, you know, to eliminate play here and at the bottom there, as per a previous video. So there is no slack on that now, and the original ball and socket joints have gone, and we've got the phosphor bronze bushed roses at either end. However, thinking about it, there's still this. Now you can see that rose there moving. It's not loose, it's just moving as it's supposed to do, really. Look. Now look at the amount of play on that gear lever. And if you look there, you can see it's moving. Can you see that shiny bit there? In there? Now, every motorbike I've ever had has had some form of bolt that goes through there and it locates into the hanger for the footrest. In this particular instance, as you can probably see, just there, that's the flat end of a 14mm special bolt that has a surface on it for this to articulate on, and it goes into this foot peg hanger. Now, I suspect it's made of very hard steel, this. The gear lever itself is not. It's made of softer material. And I've taken the lever off, actually, and had a look at it. And effectively, what goes on, if you think about your average journey, not on a motorway, you know, how many times are we changing gear? Up, down, you know? How many times do our feet waggle about on that lever on even a short trip? Well, by the time you're doing 50, probably 5 times, 6 times, down again. It must be thousands and thousands of times that we are moving these gear levers. And it's one of the few parts on a motorbike that has no form of bearing. This lever, the actual gear lever, in the articulating bit, which is effectively a metal cylinder on the end of that arm, you can see part of the cylinder there, just there, look. It's 15mm from that side to that side, and it's got this bolt through the middle. It has no bush in it, it's got no bearing in it. And so, of course, it wears, look. It's moving forward and back. You know, it's jiggling about, really. And if you look at the amount of play from this angle, when you get that lever, you've got nice tight joints here on the roses, no slack whatsoever. But when you look here, I mean, look. And it's all stemming from right there, look. Can you see it moving just at that end here? So if you look at this now, I'll do that again. Oh. Now you could say, yeah, motorcycles have always been like that, and what's your problem? Well, I just like to get slack out of everything like that. So having done it for these, I can't see, you know, how that assists on a gear change. You know? Look, that's moving it up and down. So to change gear up and down on that, before it does anything, look, it's moving, look. It's travelling through 2 or 3mm, look, before it does a thing. And it's the same, not so bad in that direction actually, because it's already hanging down because of gravity, but to change up a gear, look, you're losing all that. This amount of movement is occurring and nothing's happening at the gearbox. Nothing. So my modification, which I'll detail in a separate video, is to put a bearing, an actual bearing, into there, so that this arm actually pivots on a bearing, to remove that. You can even hear it. There's nothing wrong with it. This is how it was, you know, they're all like that, as we know. So, this is the first video to point out what alerted me to this. And I'm hopefully going to be able to cure it and improve the experience of changing gear. I know these things, you could say it's been a bit precious, but to me, I think bare metal rubbing against another piece of bare metal that is pushed up and down countless thousands of times a week is just daft. And you've got to lubricate the thing, and, you know. So I think a bearing. That's my plan. I'm going to get rid of that. So watch this space. This is the first video. I'll have to post a series of videos because I can't edit, like I did for the spraying of the side panels, which aren't on yet, look. I'm putting them on later. So this is my next project, one of several I've got in mind to improve the bike. And I think it will do. So watch this space, and in the meantime, as usual, ride safe and take care. And I'll see you soon.